Yes, I'm live. That's what it says. Hello, my name is Jack Parks. Name of my channel is Flamin' Groove Listens. And today I'm here to do my response to David Atkinson's 2026 vinyl tags, of which there's 20 questions that you've all heard before by now. If you're watching this, we'll start right off with my best vinyl purchases of 2026. I don't know if I can do this, but let's see. Right there in the middle, that is a Luxman PD 151 Mark II turntable. And yes, indeed, that was my best vinyl related purchase of the year. I got three albums to show you that were also pretty hot for me. We got the Texas Headhunters, which is, Jesse Dayton is the guy I know, and this is a real good record. Just came out this year. Another one that just came out this year, country record, is Lennon, Don't You Give Up on Love by Lennon Bree. I think Ernest, if you're watching this, this might be something you would enjoy. Maybe not. Who knows? This just came. Maria Muldaur, 1 Hour Mama, The Blues of Victoria Spivey. Great Victoria Spivey. She was on the back cover of one of the Bob Dylan records playing. But anyway, Maria Muldaur, can't beat her. So question number 2, if I remember right, was your going out to see music experience. And boy, this year I only went twice. I went to the Symphony in San Francisco in January, and then in June or July, a friend took me over to see the Lost Planet Airmen, which are one of my all-time favorite bands. They're getting up there in age. They're all older than I am now. In the description below, if I figure out how to do it, and I'm hoping I can, I will show you a link to my video highlight of 2024. I actually filmed and streamed one song from the Lost Planet Airmen, and it's actually their guest, Blackie Farrell, songwriter supreme, singing Right in Cell Block number 9. But anyway, the video that I'm going to put a link to, the keyboard player Austin DeLone in that video has passed away since I saw him this year. So they had Floyd Domino with them this year, who is also excellent. He was originally with Asleep at the Wheel years and years ago. So it was a great show. I quit driving at night this year because, well, I'm 76 and my eyesight isn't quite as good as it used to be, and I just wasn't comfortable driving at night. So I quit doing it. Means I don't go out very much. Number 3. What was that question? Number 3. Size of my record collection. It's going to be, if I'm still here in 10 years, it's going to be bigger. You know that. What can I say? Number 4. What was question number 4? Geez, I forgot already. But there's the answer to it. Oh, the Turn It Up Loud. This is a limited edition record, compilation record of Austin musicians playing live. Most of these tracks were not released anywhere else. Some of them were. This came out on the Oxford American Magazine, which I know that it'll give you the streaming rights to it if you buy the magazine, I believe. But I paid the whatever extra it was to get the vinyl. Interesting stuff. So we got favorite singers, favorite male singer. Guy I got to see early on in his career, Mink Bill. It's actually his name is really Willie DeVille. And then later on in his career, he went under Willie DeVille. This is a Live at Montreux, pretty good record. Favorite female singer, without a doubt, the owner of Rancho Nicasio, Angela Straley. This is her first vinyl LP on the Austin label, Austin music label. This program is a program for their 10th anniversary show in 2008, I think it is. Rancho Nicasio is a great place. And I just got an email. If you live in the Bay Area and you like Los Lobos, they're going to open up the barbecue series this year. Great, great, great. Anyway, this is Angela's newest record, Ace of the Blues. It came out in November of 23, I believe, but that's a hell of a record. She was real instrumental in the Antone's records. So, show three soul jazz. Soul and jazz is not really the thing I do the most, but I've got a few and they're good. First one, this is probably the first one I bought. I bought this new when it came out. Otis had died, and Sitting on the Dock of the Bay was a hit. And this is my original ringwear copy. Next one I'd come up with play is, this is some soul jazz compilation, but it's New Orleans funk. When is this from? About 2010 or something? I don't remember. But just got it this year, but it's an older record, And last and certainly not, you're going to have a soul band. This is it, the Daptown Review. It's got all their stars on it. Pretty good show. All right. Song you love from a record you love, a song you hate on a record you love. Jerry Lee Lewis. This is a 1985 Rhino compilation. Rhino usually makes great compilations. Jerry Lee Lewis, you'd have trouble finding a Jerry Lee Lewis record I don't just love, because I like this guy a lot. But this song, The Return of Jerry Lee, is one of those terrible, what do they call them? Well, they took cuts of other songs and they act like it's an interview, and he's talking about coming back from England with his young wife and all that scandal that happened in the late 50s or whatever. And it's just terrible. Creedence Clearwater Revival's got another bad song on a record I love. Their singles LP, which I actually have on CD, it came out, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. All their singles just master like crazy. And they put on the last one, which you can easily skip on the CD, 45 revolutions per minute, which is it's a two-sided single that was an ad. It was basically an ad for all the stuff they've done before. And it came out late in their career. Now we're going to start showing you some records. Well, I added a few more decades because I'm a little older. This one just came out this year, but in 1957, Carl Perkins record. And in 1957, I was 8 years old. So I remember these songs from the radio when I was a kid. I loved them. Carl Perkins was great. From 1968, Sir Douglas Quintet, Honky Blues. I love the Sir Douglas Quintet. Can't beat them. 1970s, one of my all-time favorite bands, Flamin' Groovies. This is their classic first LP on Kama Sutra. Their first big LP was on Epic, but they didn't last long. I I think they might have some issues with record company. I don't know. This band, Psychotic Pineapple, wonderful band. There is a video available on YouTube. I'm going to put a link to it, which pretty much tells you the story of this record. And it's got most of excerpts from two shows, a reunion show where they released the compact disc version of this record, which if you can find a copy is just wonderful because of all the artwork. I have a copy, but I'm in the middle of moving my records collections, and my house is a mess, and all my CDs are just stacked around in boxes. I can't find anything. I got them all on my hard drive, so I don't really need to find them. So anyway, we're going to go into 2001. How would you like to have your record come out on September 11th, 2001? This band here, they're a wonderful dance band, Omaha, Nebraska, and two of my nephews are in it. So I really like this band a lot. And this, I don't know, this is 2001. They've made a few records since then. Hey, this came out in 2019, and I'm kind of cheating because it's the only vinyl you can buy, or you could buy, from the Hacienda Brothers. And it's basically a bunch of demos and stuff that didn't, and the Hacienda Brothers got started about 2003, and Chris Gaffney, this is Chris Gaffney, this guy, and Dave Gonzalez, this guy, put this band. Dave Gonzalez is from the Paladins. Chris Gaffney is from Cold Hard Facts of Life, and he was the accordion player for Dave Alvin for years, and used to always get to sing a song to open the show or whatever. But Chris Gaffney has got a great voice. He passed away in 2008. They pretty much, you get sick before you pass away. Sometimes he had cancer. So 2006 is about the end of when they made music. And this has got the demos for their first album and a few other tracks on it, but it sounds great. They released 3 CDs. The third one came out after Chris Gaffney had passed, and one live CD that they only sold at shows. It wasn't commercially available. And all 4 of those CDs are just well worth getting if you happen to see them. The Hacienda Brothers, Western Soul. So just because I just saw it the other day when I went to the store and I bought it and I love it, is Nashville Honeymoon, Sidewinder. This is their 4th album. It's the first one I've seen on vinyl. I have 1 or 2 CDs because I picked up at a show when I saw them. And if I can find it, and if it's still up, I think it was last Friday night, Bird and Beckett, the bookstore in San Francisco that does a lot of shows, every Friday, I think, or Sunday. No, maybe Sunday. Yeah, I can never remember anything. Every Sunday they do a show from the bookstore, live from the bookstore, very small room. And these guys were on it, and it was pretty good. Maurice Tanny was on it once before. And if I can find a link to those 2, I will put them in the description below because I highly recommend them. You guys doesn't matter if you like them or not. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. Next question coming up, number 9 and 10. Who would you like to spend a day with? Well, Doug Somm. Absolutely. Doug Somm. Rest in peace. Died in 1999. This is his last record. Came out on CD in 2000, after he died. And then it came out I just got it on vinyl a few years ago. I don't know when it came out. Doug was never a great big seller, but God, he was a good guy, good performer. And I like to ask him the question about playing with Hank Williams when you're 5 years old. Can you imagine? He sat in with Hank. So, oh, tear to my eye. Yeah. I, I put little notes on the back of these so that I could remember what the questions were. And this, like I say, Commander Cody, Lost Planet Airmen. This is pretty much their last Warner Brothers record because the band basically broke up because they couldn't make a living. But they got a couple of songs on here. They got some tear jerkers once in a while. But my favorite, Down to Seeds and Stems Again, and Mama Hated Diesels. Bring it. Both will bring a tear to your eye every time you hear them. Next question. Oh, I remember this question. Show albums from 3 bands that you don't care for. Well, or you've tried or whatever. So David Bowie. I bought this record. This is Let's Dance. And I actually bought 2 of his live records, stage and live or whatever, a couple early ones. Just never. He's an interesting character. He made some good music, but I just never liked it. What can I say? This record. Yeah, I bought this record. Patrick Peebethal has auctions on the YouTube channels you may or may not know about. And I was setting up and watching an auction, and I wanted to just check how fast my bidding was. And he opened this up for $15, a 3-record Kiss set for $15. And I figured, no problem. Nobody else is, I mean, $15, somebody's going to bid more than that for 3 Kiss albums. So I put in the opening bid of $15. Nobody else bid for it. So I got it. I listened to it once. It was exactly what I thought it would be. Not my cup of tea. And last but certainly not least, Led Zeppelin. Never much cared for Led Zeppelin. This is an inherited record. I got 2 of them. I got this one and something else. I've tried 2 or 3 times. I went and saw them. I saw either their last show or their second to last show in Oakland, where they beat up my buddy. Jim Mazorkas was an old friend of mine. I knew him back then. He bought a house with what they gave him, or he put the down payment on a house on what they gave him for beating him up. But fucking assholes, I don't know. What can I say? Next question. Artists show an artist that their personality doesn't. This guy, he hit his wife. He stole records as a kid because he thought, but I love him. I got almost everything he's ever put out. And this may be the worst record that ever came out with his name on it, but it's actually pretty good. I mean, I like him, but he is not particularly easy to get along with. Oh, some silly question about sell all your records in your stereo. Well, let me tell you, folks, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But were it to happen, what would I save? An album I would save? Well, I wouldn't save an album. I would save these 3 singles. This one here, Commander Venus, Lux, Norman Baylor. This is one of those couple of bands. I think there's 4 tracks on this thing. And Norman Baylor was the original name of The Faint. And this might be the first thing they released. I'm not real sure. And I listened to it the other day, and it's not probably my cup of tea. This I love. This was a Record Store Day release. Cho and Dasheen. That I guess I'm going to have to pull this apart to show you because it's a nice picture. got 2 songs on it, The Itches and Gray Horse. When did this come out? I forgot to look up the date, but you can find that. It's on just a single, but I have to read it because I don't remember things. Cho and Dashin are Jake Bellows, who was in Neva Denova. I actually saw them once. Arenda Fink from Azure, seen her many times. Todd Fink, the Faint, my nephew. Arenda's his wife. So Morgan Nagler, Whisper Town. I got to see Whisper Town. I got to see her once. Well, the 4 of them put this record together just for the hell of it, And if you ever get a chance to see it, I mean, it didn't sell out. It's a record store. You might be able to find it. Now, and the third item I would save if, like I said, I'm not selling my records, but this Haruki Zombie, little 4-song double single. Now Haruka Zombie, really hard to figure it out, but Arenda, my niece-in-law, I don't know. What your your nephew's wife? Oh, excuse me. Anyway, her and another woman put this thing together. Saw him once in Omaha. Actually, it was a while ago because I went with my mom. I think Susie was there too. My wife might have been there too. Probably the trip back for Clark's first wedding. Anyway, it was a real fun event. It didn't have a band. It had music, it had films, and it had everybody dressed up as Japanese, whatever. There was some kind of, somebody got upset about it. I don't know. Anyhow, we'll move on. But if you get a chance, Haruki Zombie. Yeah. Anyway, number 16, the biopic. Well, I've been watching a lot of these videos, and the biopics there's a lot of them out there that are pretty good. This is really a documentary. Pay Up Cheaters, the Beet Farmers. Well, I love the Beet Farmers, and this is a really good documentary, which is currently available on YouTube. Just Google up Pay Up Cheaters. I saw 3 different people had posted it, I guess, the other day. I was without the internet for Christmas Day all by myself, and I watched this. It was great. It was great. Okay. 3 oh yeah, one of the tags fell off here. Okay. Number 17, 3 reasons why jazz matters. Well, jazz matters. 3 reasons: Duke Ellington, Count Basie, and Ella Fitzgerald. There's many, many more reasons. But I just picked up this record, and boy, it's really good. And it's more blues than jazz, but it's jazzy blues. Can't go wrong. All right, now I'm an innocent man. Is that what the deal is? I'm an innocent man, and somebody's gonna ask me one last request. Well, I was thinking, first of all, of Keith Richards doing Sing Me Back Home, which I have on a bootleg somewhere, but that'd be hard to find. And well, then I got to thinking about it. On this record, the last tune on this record, which is called Back to the Bar Rooms, is I Think I'll Just Sit Here and Drink. And boy, if I'm about ready to get killed, I think I'll just sit here and drink. And I quit drinking in 2009, but kind of missed it. So the last question is tell somebody why they need to your favorite band. Well, this is the Beat Farmers. This is my original 1985 Rhino. Rhino did not usually make new records, but this was a 1985 new record from Rhino. And it's awesome. Like I say, go watch Pay Up Cheaters. You either like them or you don't. Their star, Country Dick, died in 1995, right after Jerry Garcia died in 1995. Terrible year for those of us that like those two guys. But the Beat Farmers, went to see them a lot. They played San Francisco every time the Padres were in town, you know. And then in late 23 or early, well, Country Dick died 1995. You can read about it anywhere you want. I saw him 3 days before, 4 days before that happened at Slim's in San Francisco, and he put on a hell of a show as per usual. And the last question is VC YouTubers that you would like to meet in person. Well, I have met a couple in person, and every time it's been fascinating. Matter of fact, I met my first VC YouTuber before I knew what the vinyl community was. Back in 2019, I went to visit my mom in Omaha. Good timing because I went to visit her for her 98th birthday. She passed away about a month and a half later, so I'm glad I went. But on that trip, I got to see RAF, which is Derek Hagan's punk band. Even got a selfie taken with Derek. I met up with him through Facebook, not through YouTube. And then when I retired in 2020 is when I started watching YouTube, because I took an option on their free month of premium service and I've never gone back. I've been paying for it ever since, because before that I used to watch YouTube and the commercials would just drive you crazy. You get the premium and YouTube is just fabulous. I quit I quit my cable TV service because I just watch YouTube, mostly YouTube vinyl community videos all the time. Give you a secret. I usually watch it with the sound off and just closed captioning because I like to listen to music. And you can listen to music and watch people talk about music with the closed captioning. Anyway, people I would like to meet, Jim from Record Collector News and Rob. I would like to be in the back seat someday when they're going out and doing delivering the Record Collector News to record stores, especially if they went to Flowering Spikes, because I would be really interested in seeing that store somehow or another. You know how you change what you listen to over the course of time, and Susie died in 2021, and I went and bought the big stereo and shit that you see behind me, but I've been listening to more and more jazz and classical that I hardly ever listened to before. But anyway, Beat Farmers. Let's see how long I did. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.